Let me ask you something honestly. If your Volkswagen developed a serious problem tomorrow, something expensive, something that required a major repair, would you know whether it was bad luck or whether something you'd been doing or not doing had been quietly building toward that moment for months or even years? Most VW owners never ask that question. And that's exactly the problem, because the cars that end up with blown engines, failed transmissions, destroyed turbos, and warped cylinder heads didn't usually get that way from one sudden event. They got there through a series of small, repeated mistakes that their owners had no idea were even mistakes in the first place. Things that felt harmless, things that seemed fine, things that every VW owner around them was doing too, which made it feel even more acceptable. Today, we're going to change that. We're going through the 5 most damaging mistakes that Volkswagen owners make, the ones that shorten engine life, accelerate component failure, and turn what should be a reliable, long-lasting car into a money pit. And we're going to talk about exactly what to do instead, so that your VW stays strong for the long haul. If you own a Golf, a Jetta, a Passat, a Tiguan, a Polo, or any other car in the VW lineup, pay close attention. Some of what you're about to hear is going to hit very close to home. Let's get into it. Mistake number 1. Ignoring the oil change interval on a turbocharged engine and treating it like a normal car. This is the mistake that kills more Volkswagen engines than any other single factor, and it's rooted in a misunderstanding that seems completely reasonable on the surface. Volkswagen's service reminder system, the one built into the instrument cluster, is designed around a long-life oil change schedule that can stretch to 10,000 miles or even beyond on some models, depending on driving conditions. That number is calculated by the car's onboard computer based on driving style, engine load, and temperature cycles. And for a lot of VW owners, seeing that big mileage number feels like permission to relax, like the car is telling them it's fine. Here's what that system doesn't fully account for, and what Volkswagen doesn't advertise loudly enough. The TSI and TFSI turbocharged engines that power the vast majority of VW models sold in the last 15 years run their oil through a turbocharger that operates at temperatures and speeds that are genuinely extreme. The turbo shaft inside that housing spins at up to 200,000 RPM and is cooled and lubricated entirely by engine oil. When that oil gets old, when the additive package breaks down, and the viscosity index improvers stop doing their job, the protection it provides at those turbo shaft speeds drops off dramatically, and the damage that results is slow, invisible, and cumulative. What experienced VW mechanics see constantly are turbos that have failed not because of a sudden oil starvation event, but because of years of slightly degraded oil that was always just a little too old, always just a little too broken down to fully protect the bearings at operating speed. The carbon deposits that build up in the intake ports of direct injection TSI engines, a well-known issue that leads to rough idle and power loss, are also significantly worsened by extended oil change intervals, because more blow-by gases carrying oil vapor pass through the system over longer periods. The fix is straightforward. On a turbocharged VW engine in everyday driving, change your oil every 5,000 miles with a quality full synthetic oil that meets Volkswagen's 502.00 or 504.00 specification. You'll see this printed on the oil container. Do not let the long-life service reminder push you to 10,000 miles unless you are genuinely doing primarily long motorway trips with a fully warmed-up engine every single time. Short trips, stop-and-go driving, cold starts, and spirited driving all accelerate oil degradation far faster than the service reminder system accounts for. A $40 oil change every 5,000 miles is the single most effective insurance policy you can buy for a VW turbocharged engine. The turbo replacement it prevents costs $800 to $1,500. The math is not complicated. Mistake number 2. Using the wrong coolant and thinking all. Antifreeze is the same. Walk into any budget auto parts store, pick up a jug of universal green antifreeze, and pour it into your VW's coolant reservoir. That's a mistake that seems completely harmless in the moment. Coolant is coolant, right? It's all the same green liquid that keeps your engine from freezing and overheating. Except on a Volkswagen, it absolutely is not all the same. and the consequences of using the wrong type range from accelerated water pump failure to a completely clogged heater core to a destroyed radiator, all of which are expensive repairs that trace back directly to this one simple error. Volkswagen specifies a coolant that meets their G13 or G12 Plus standard. It's a pink or purple tinted fluid based on an organic acid technology formula that is fundamentally incompatible with conventional silicate-based green antifreeze. When the two types are mixed, they react chemically and form a gel-like sludge that looks like chocolate milk inside your cooling system. That sludge doesn't flow. It sits in the narrow passages of your heater core, in the fins of your radiator, and around the impeller of your water pump. It blocks coolant flow, causes hot spots in the engine, reduces heater performance in winter, and leads to overheating under load, the kind of overheating that warps cylinder heads and costs thousands of dollars to repair. The additional cruelty of this mistake is that it can take months or even years to fully manifest. You add the wrong coolant today, and the car seems fine. The mixing is gradual, the restriction builds slowly, and by the time the symptoms are obvious enough to investigate, the damage is already extensive. The water pump often goes first. The sludge interferes with the impeller and causes cavitation. And a lot of VW owners go through one or two water pumps without ever understanding that the root cause was what they put in the reservoir. The correct approach is always to use a VW-approved G13 or G12 Plus coolant. Volkswagen's own Pentosan brand is widely available and correctly formulated, mixed 50-50 with distilled water, never tap water. If you're unsure what's currently in the system because you bought the car used or because previous maintenance is uncertain, a full cooling system flush with distilled water to remove all existing fluid, followed by a fresh fill with the correct formula, is the cleanest and safest restart. Do this once and do it right, and your cooling system will operate exactly as Volkswagen engineered it to. Mistake number 3. Revving a cold engine hard before the oil has reached operating temperature. This is the mistake that feels the most innocent, because it feels so normal. You start the car on a cold morning, give it a few seconds, and then drive away. Maybe with a bit of enthusiasm because you're running late, or because the engine sounds great, or because the car feels responsive and you assume it's ready. And on the surface, it seems fine. The engine started, the car moves, there's no warning light. Everything appears to be working. What you can't see is what's happening inside. On a cold start, engine oil has settled to the bottom of the oil pan overnight. It's thick, it's cold, and it needs time to be pumped through the entire oiling system and reach every surface that needs lubrication. The main bearings, the rod bearings, the camshafts, the valve train, and critically, the turbocharger. On a VW TSI engine, the oil pressure builds quickly, but the oil temperature takes significantly longer to normalize. Cold oil is thick oil, and thick oil doesn't flow through the tiny clearances of a turbocharger bearing the same way fully warmed oil does. When you drive hard on a cold engine, you're asking the turbocharger to spin up under boost, the pistons to operate at high load, and the valve train to work at high speed, all while the oil protecting those components is still cold, still thick, and still not fully distributed. The wear rate on a cold, hard-driven VW engine is dramatically higher than on a properly warmed one. This isn't a one-time catastrophic failure. It's the kind of cumulative damage that shows up as worn turbo bearings at 80,000 miles instead of 150,000, as camshaft lobe wear that causes a ticking noise that never fully goes away, as scored cylinder walls that lead to oil consumption that gets steadily worse over time. The correct habit is simple and costs you nothing. After a cold start, drive gently for the first 5 to 8 minutes. Keep the RPM below 3,000. Don't use boost. Don't accelerate hard from stops. Let the oil circulate. Let the metal expand to operating dimensions. Let the thermostat open and the coolant reach temperature. On most VW models, the coolant temperature gauge reaching its normal position is a reasonable indicator that the engine is approaching operating temperature. But the oil temperature, which the car doesn't always display, takes a bit longer still. A few minutes of gentle driving costs you nothing. The turbo replacement it prevents costs you $1,000 or more. Mistake number 4. Skipping the DSG service and assuming the transmission is maintenance-free. The DSG gearbox, Volkswagen's dual-clutch automatic transmission, is one of the most sophisticated and genuinely impressive pieces of technology in any modern VW. It's fast, it's efficient, and when it's working properly, it transforms the driving experience in a way that a traditional torque converter automatic simply can't match. but it carries with it a reputation for being expensive to repair. And a lot of that reputation comes from the same root cause. Owners who were told or who assumed that the DSG is a sealed, maintenance-free unit that never needs attention. It is not maintenance-free. It has never been maintenance-free, and the word sealed, which appears in some Volkswagen documentation, refers to the fact that the transmission doesn't have a traditional dipstick for checking fluid level, not that the fluid never needs to be changed. This distinction has caused real, expensive confusion for real VW owners, and the transmissions that have failed prematurely almost universally show fluid that was never changed. Dark, burned, degraded fluid that had long since lost its ability to properly lubricate the clutch packs and cool the mechatronic unit. The DSG uses a specialized fluid, typically a Volkswagen-specified G052-182 fluid for the wet clutch variant. That circulates under high pressure and high temperature through the transmission's clutch packs, the valve body, and the mechatronic unit that controls shift logic. Over time and heat cycles, this fluid breaks down. Its friction modifiers degrade, its viscosity changes, and it begins to leave deposits inside the hydraulic passages of the mechatronic unit. When those passages get restricted, shift quality deteriorates, the characteristic DSG shudder in low-speed driving appears, and eventually the transmission begins to slip or develop fault codes that point to mechatronic failure. A mechatronic unit replacement costs $1,500 to $3,000 depending on the model. A DSG fluid and filter service, which is absolutely a DIY job as we've covered before on this channel, costs $60 to $100 in parts and about 45 minutes of your time. Volkswagen's updated guidance recommends this service every 40,000 miles. Many experienced VW mechanics recommend every 30,000 miles for owners who do a lot of city driving or who drive the car enthusiastically. There is no scenario where skipping this service makes financial sense. If you own a VW with a DSG and you don't know when it was last serviced, the answer is to service it now. Mistake number 5. Ignoring small warning signs until they become big, expensive problems. This final mistake is the one that ties all the others together, and it's rooted in a very human tendency. The desire to believe that something small and annoying is just a quirk, not a symptom. That the slight hesitation at idle will sort itself out. That the small amount of coolant loss every few weeks isn't really a leak, just evaporation. That the check engine light that came on and then went off on its own probably means the problem went away. That the slight shimmy at highway speed is just the road surface. That the faint ticking from the engine on cold starts is just how the car sounds in winter. Volkswagen engines, transmissions, and cooling systems communicate. They develop small, early symptoms before they develop catastrophic failures. And those symptoms are specific enough that they tell you exactly what's happening if you know how to listen. The hesitation at idle on a TSI engine is often a carbon buildup issue that, caught early, can be addressed with an intake cleaning for a few $100s. But left alone, it progresses to misfires, damaged oxygen sensors, and catalytic converter contamination that collectively costs several times more. The small coolant loss that seems trivial is often a weeping water pump seal or a cracking Dega bottle. $30 to $80 parts that become a $2,000 head gasket repair if the slow loss is ignored until the engine overheats. The check engine light that came on and went off recorded a fault code in the ECU that is still there, readable with an OBD scanner, pointing to a component that is degrading and will fail again, harder, at a less convenient moment. The habit that experienced VW owners build is the habit of attention. They notice changes. They scan their car periodically with an OBD reader, even when no light is on, because pending codes, faults that have been detected but haven't yet triggered the warning light, appear in the system before the problem becomes severe. They check their oil level between changes, because a TSI engine that's consuming a quart every 2,000 miles is telling you something about its PCV system or its piston rings that needs to be addressed. They look at their coolant reservoir when they open the hood. They notice whether the car feels different today than it felt last week. None of this requires mechanical expertise. It requires the decision to pay attention. And on a Volkswagen, which is a sophisticated, well-engineered car that genuinely rewards attentive ownership, that decision makes an enormous difference in how the car runs, how long it lasts, and how much it costs you over the years you own it. The bottom line: 5 mistakes, all of them common, all of them avoidable. The wrong oil interval, the wrong coolant, the cold engine pushed too hard, the DSG left unserviced, and the small warning signs left ignored. These are the things that shorten VW lives and inflate repair bills. Fix the habits, and the car will reward you with everything it was built to deliver.